Welcome, spiritual travelers, to another Mystic Owl Pick a Card reading. I'm Nathan. This is my second face-to-camera reading. I'm just trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit more and expand and grow, basically. So please bear with me in this video. Firstly, before we get into it, I just want to say thank you to all of those beautiful and kind, heartfelt messages that a lot of you sent to me after my first video. It was really inspiring and just made me feel as if I could do this a little bit more. So it was really encouraging. Thank you to all of you that commented and that liked. I wouldn't be doing another video like this now if it wasn't for you. The theme today is, where will you be in 2 years? So whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, what's coming into fruition for you, whether it be love, relationships, a career, a passion, maybe travel. Whatever it is that you are trying to work on now, where will you be on your journey in 2 years from now? So we have 5 piles today. We have pile 1 with the basketball. Pile 2 with the zebra or the zebra. Pile 3 with the moss growing on the wall. Pile 4 with the adorable little cushy teddy bear. And pile 5 with the strawberry. There's another card there. I should give credit to the board game Cortex for the use of these cards. They're not mine, they're not my photos. So I've just taken them out of this game. It's really quite interesting because each of these cards have like some texture on it. You can feel it. The aim of the game is to close your eyes and try and work out what the image is based on the texture. But I just thought they'd make some good place markers, and we'll see if they fit into the theme of each of the reads, basically. So as per usual, please use your intuition. The timestamps will be in the description box below and also in the comment section. And yeah, let's get started and move on to pile number 1. Hello, pile 1 with the basketball, which has a very gritty texture to it. It actually feels like a basketball, surprise, surprise. Yeah, interesting. Maybe you're into sports or like to be outdoors, be very active. It's funny, when I look at that picture too, I am a Piscean, but I see like the star sign of Pisces, like the image of the Pisces sign in there. Maybe pile 1, you have Pisces in your chart. Just a random thought. So, where will you be in 2 years? Let's find out by looking at your oracle cards. You have the rune of Wonjo, which is the rune associated with joy and happiness. I also look at that. This rune has a picture of like a half-naked woman and a man together. I see that as also like a relationship omen. So potentially if you are looking for a relationship or you've been in a relationship, I see it sort of going to the next level. But generally it's about you finding inner happiness and joy within your own life and path, which is a beautiful omen and a good start to this reading, pile 1. You have the Turtle Spirit card, number 62, which says, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. And your Chakra Insight Oracle cards. You have number 42 and Insight. Understanding, awareness, self-evaluation, and awakening. Lovely. And you have number 6 and grounding. This card has been coming out a lot in my readings recently. Whenever I've been doing videos with these cards or with personal readings for other people, this card has been coming out a lot, which I think is probably an indication that we're all sort of changing and moving into the age of Aquarius. There's a lot of awakening happening and people are really starting to ground that real ethereal sort of spiritual energy in terms of actually knowing what to do next It says here, nature, presence, practicality, and stability. Okay, pile one, what I am seeing for you, I sense that you're quite spiritually inclined. And you probably wouldn't be watching these videos if you weren't. So I do sense, though, that you're actually, over the next 2 years, you'll be doing a lot of work on yourself and on your spiritual journey, trying to really sort of ground that spiritual energy and get a better understanding of who you are, what your purpose in life is, and why you're here. And what I do see here, so you've got here with number 62, the turtle spirit, slow and steady, wins the race. And with the card of insight, number 42, I really do sense that all of that spiritual work that you'll be putting in over the next 2 years will be actually take you to a new elevation in your spiritual awakening and your spiritual journey. I see there being a lot of rewards coming in. You'll be able to ground a lot of this energy and just have a better understanding of who you are and why you're here. I do sense that there's all of this work too that you'll be putting in, pile one, will bring you into a place of just joy and happiness. The more work that you put into yourself, the more you see in terms of the benefits in your relationships, in your surroundings, your environment around you, in terms of your career and your wealth. Like, all of the inner work that you do will start to level out in your outer world, and you'll start to see a lot of benefits in all of the things that you do and the people that you interact with. I am also sensing you're going to start investing in yourself a little bit more too, in terms of looking after your health, pile one. I do sense with the basketball card here and the card of grounding in number 6, and also the Wonjo card of happiness and joy, that you'll be taking a lot more time to really look after yourself, to really look after your health, probably eating better, getting more exercise, spending a lot more time outside too. With the card of grounding and the tree growing through this man here, I do sense that you'll be spending a lot more time outside in nature, probably meditating or going for walks, just doing things that really bring you joy and happiness. I am also sensing for you, pile one too, that if there is a new relationship that you're trying to start, or you're hoping to meet someone, I do sense that in 2 years, either this relationship will be moved to the next step. You'll take the next commitment, whether it be marriage, moving in together, maybe getting engaged, or even just sort of being committed to each other. And if you are looking for someone, if you're seeking a relationship, I do see that you'll probably meet somebody with the turtle spirit here. Slow and steady wins the race. And you'll start to sort of work on that relationship and develop it over time. Spend more time with each other and get to know each other a little bit better. Yeah, I see some really positive things here for you, pile one, so far. On that pile one, let's get some further insight from the 5-cent tarot deck about what might be coming in for you. Just going to get 5 cards here. Sorry, 4 cards. Let's see what comes out. I'm also picking up on the fact that you'll be a lot more open-minded, I think, too, pile one. All of this spiritual work that you'll be doing, all this work on yourself anyway, this self-care and looking after yourself, you'll start to actually come into a place where you're a lot more open-minded, that you won't be so judgmental of people and their opinions. And I think that's just going to help you sort of learn to know who you are a little bit better and what it is that you want in life. The last thing that I can see for you, pile one, if you are working on a new career or you have a passion that you're working on, it will start to sort of grow, and you'll start to see the benefits of that work too. If you are working on, say, your own career or your own business or something, I do see that in 2 years, you'll start to see the benefits of all of that work coming into fruition. The main energy that I'm getting from this pile so far is just a slow sort of burn, a release of energy slowly over time. The more energy that you put into it, the more effort that you put in, the more rewards that you'll be getting out of this, and it's really going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness, whether that be in a relationship, your own sort of career path, or business, being an entrepreneur, your own personal development, growth, spiritual growth, whatever it is that you're working on now. And if you continue to work on it over time, in 2 years, you'll start to really see the benefits of it. So it's a beautiful thing. Keep at it, pile one. Okay, there's your 4 cards. So the first card you have here is the Hierophant, which is the archetype really of commitment, spiritual sort of discipline. The Hierophant is very attuned and tapped into the higher realms. It communicates directly with the spirit guides, or I guess with God, depending on how you see, source energy. I see it as just an energy that we can all tap into and receive information from. But the Hierophant really is quite attuned with God and receives those messages straight away. I do get a very spiritual vibe from this group so far, and I really think what's happening is that you're developing your spiritual gifts and your own dedication and belief in your own spiritual journey. You have here the Lovers card too. Okay. Wow, that's 2 major arcana that have come out so far. So you've got here, pile 1, you have the card of Wanjo, of joy and happiness, where there's a man and a woman holding hands. You've also got the Lovers card, also with slow and steady wins the race. I do sense that there is a relationship thing blossoming here too. If you're in a relationship, I do see you taking it to the next step and having a lot more faith in that commitment and developing that relationship over time. And in 2 years, I do see you elevating that and moving to the next step, whether it be a marriage or an engagement, moving in together, whatever that is for you. But it could also just be, the Lovers too is about a choice or commitment, and it could be a commitment to yourself too. That you're learning to be a bit more dedicated in your own self-beliefs and looking after yourself, self-care too. The next card you have here is the Page of Needles. And your final card, pile 1, is Justice. There you go. Wow, okay. That's 3 major arcana that have come out for you. Justice being all about equality, getting karma coming back around. So if you've been treating people poorly, then that negative karma comes back around. It's almost like the Wheel of Fortune in a sense, but it's about sort of cause and effect and having that sort of karma balance out. But I really think it's your time to shine in a way, pile 1. For me, with the Justice card, and also the Page of Needles, there's a lot of air energy here. You've also got the card of Insight and Understanding, which I see being very sort of cerebral and tapping into the higher knowledge, along with the Hierophant too. I do see a very spiritual group that has the ability to really tap into some wisdom and know how to, and you're going to be using that information that you receive from your spiritual dedication and work to really sort of progress your life in the direction that you want. And for the most part, it's just about looking after yourself and learning to sort of let go and have fun and be at peace within who you are as a person. Yeah, I do see that it's your time to sort of balance out any negative karma that you've had in the past. If you've had some real heartache and pain and some challenges in your past, I see you overcoming that now. And learning to be in love with yourself, which is a beautiful thing, I think, pile 1. The Page of Needles here, it says here restlessness, curiosity. I do see that though as you overcoming that restless energy and just learning to sort of slow down and to enjoy life and to enjoy every moment. I am sensing a group here that will start to sort of become a lot more dedicated in your own self-care and your own spiritual journey. And finally, pile 1, let's get some further messages from the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck on where you'll be in 2 years. Okay, there's your cards. The first card that came out here is savings. And it says, as you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and part to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. There you go. So over the next 2 years, Pile 1, I really see you investing in yourself a lot more. Starting to do those things that you know you've always needed to do in your past to really sort of secure your future and to come into a more alignment with who you truly are as a person. And I think part of that is actually, as that card says, starting to put money away so that you can make sure that you've got money for like the rainy day, or if you have any sort of emergencies or urgencies in your future. And your next card, it says here, it is safe for you to receive, which is a beautiful card, actually. It's a lovely blue card. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. Right, there you go. So I sense you really tapping into source energy here, Pile 1. I do sense a really spiritual group, someone that has the ability to really communicate with your spirit guides and with your angels and with the universe. And the more work that you put in, the more that you'll be receiving, the more benefits that you'll get. And you'll be able to share that with your friends and your family and people around you. Especially also if you are saving funds, you'll be able to help people in need because you'll be more, you'll have more resources to your disposal, basically. With the card of it is safe for you to receive, I see you really receiving a lot of insight and wisdom from your higher self. And just knowing how to use that in terms of sort of looking after yourself and being able to share that with your friends and family. Yeah, the next 2 years are going to be an amazing journey for you, Pile 1. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to Pile 2. Hello, Pile 2, with the zebra. Is it time for you to show your stripes to the world? Let's find out where you will be in 2 years by looking at your oracle cards. Oh, you have the rune of Pertho, which is a rune associated with luck, but not luck as in being lucky. Luck as in like creating your own luck. It's a rune of taking a risk and seeing if it pays off or not. Pile 2, there's somebody vacuuming outside in the hallway. Just bear with me, I'm just going to keep working through it. So if you can hear it, I apologize, but I don't know how long it's going to go for, so I thought I'd just keep going. Yeah, the rune of like taking a risk on something and just hoping and seeing if it'll pay off for you. Maybe it's time for you to change paths or to really go after that thing that you've always wanted to do but have been a little bit afraid of doing, just because of fear. Fear holds you back a little bit. Like, I guess for me, doing these tarot readings and putting myself out there face to face for people to see. I have no idea if it's going to pay off or not, but I'm just taking a chance anyway because it's something that I've always wanted to do. Next card you have is number 13, sexuality. Openness is sharing, beauty and honor. Lovely. So this card could obviously be related to a relationship and sort of strengthening that relationship by becoming a lot more vulnerable and actually open to communicating with your partner about your feelings and what you want. But it could also just be about any relationship really, just starting to sort of let your guard down a little bit, becoming a lot more open. And just showing your true self, your stripes to the world, basically. You have the card of self-esteem. Number 21, confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride. Okay. And your final oracle card is the Chameleon Spirit. Act as if. Yeah, pile two, I really sense that you're going to be taking a risk on something that you've always wanted to sort of go after. Whether it be a new sort of project that you want to be working on, changing career and doing whatever it is that you've always sort of had held dear to your heart and following that passion of yours. Or maybe even sort of it could be love related and actually telling that special someone how you feel, opening up to them and being a lot more vulnerable. I do sense that in 2 years, your life is going to be drastically different in terms of you actually changing, changing up your life and really doing the things that you love, or at least risking a chance on those things that you've always wanted to do anyway. I sense that in 2 years you're going to be a lot more adventurous and really just starting to realize that like life is short and that you're wasting your time in life by being afraid of those things that you've always wanted to do. And I do see you being like the zebra. I wanted to say zebra there, the zebra there, and actually starting to be your authentic self and show your stripes to the world in terms of not holding back on those things that you hold dear to your heart anymore. I am sensing that you'll be a lot more confident in yourself too. That over the next 2 years, like pile one in a way, you'll be doing a lot of like self-work and working on yourself, starting to know who you are truly deep down to your soul. And just starting to believe in yourself a little bit more. If it is a new sort of career path or like maybe your own business that you're working on or developing, you've got number 14 here, Chameleon Spirit. It says here, act as if. So I do see you sort of really having to draw upon that strength inside to really sort of keep going and pushing forward on this path in order for it to really blossom into something quite amazing. But I do sense that your time is coming. For you, pile two, I see you just taking a chance on something new and then starting to work on that and getting a plan together, putting a lot more effort and energy into it to see where it can go, basically. But I also sense that it'll bring out a lot of joy and happiness within you with the self-esteem card here. And you can see like the light the sun sort of rising from the horizon and starting to really sort of bring out her true aura, her beautiful color, and showing that to the world. Also with the card of sexuality and openness and sharing, that this change, this risk that you'll be taking will make you feel alive again. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, pile two, let's get some further messages about where you will be in 2 years from the 5 Centauri deck. There's 2 cards already. I see a lot of colors here with Chameleon Spirit. There's like orange and purple and indigo, blue, green. You've got the orange associated with the sexuality card. The yellow tapping into your solar plexus with the self-esteem card. Lots of blue too. I just see you really starting to come more into alignment with who you truly are, just radiating your true essence to the world. And yeah, having a lot more confidence in the unknown, I suppose. Which is something that I could really learn from also. Hopefully I can tap into this energy in 2 years too, Palton. Your first card. All right. Awesome. You've got the card of justice. Cause and effect. It says here truth, fairness. Interesting, because this card came out in the upright position for pile one also. Similar message to pile one in the sense of just starting to really find your authentic self and working on yourself. But pile one was more about a spiritual journey and actually finding self-love. With you, pile two, I really see that you're taking a chance on something new, whether it be a new career path, a new love, new relationships, potentially also with the Pertho card here and the man walking on this platform. You could be moving somewhere too. I do see an energy of actually wanting to get away and start something new, start a new life somewhere else. And with the Justice card and truth and fairness, I think it's your time to shine also. That all of this work that you'll be putting into this new project will start to show, and you'll be receiving the benefits for it. Your next card, is a 5 of buttons. Hardship, worry, and isolation. You have the 10 of Cups in reverse, dysfunction, disharmony, and separation. And your final card is Temperance in reverse, imbalance, impatience, and excess. What I am sensing for you there, pile two, so you've got the 5 of buttons, which is the card of like hardships and just feeling a sense of lack in life, not getting what you think you truly deserve. You have the Temperance in reverse, which is a major arcana and a major lesson, imbalance and impatience. And you've also got the 10 of Cups, dysfunction, disharmony. I am sensing that either this is it could go two ways here. I do sense that either this has been your past and you're sort of really working in 2 years to overcome this, that you've really sort of had some battles in life with some financial issues or just relationships not working out, things not being in balance so much in your life, and in 2 years' time, with you taking charge and really trying to start something new, you're really like going to start overcoming these challenges by just believing in yourself a little bit more with the card of self-esteem. And also the card of number 14, the chameleon spirit, and act as if. You're going to start taking charge and really acting as if you have overcome these challenges from your past. Or I do sense that in 2 years, with this risk that you'll be taking, a new chance on life, that there is a little bit of fear that it may not work out. And I think that's completely understandable, because you can't see into the future and know if all of that energy is going to be worth the while, really. But you do have the card of justice here, indicating that you are coming into balance, even though you've got Temperance in reverse here. I see that in 2 years, with you actually taking a chance and sort of believing in yourself and your own abilities, opening up to the unknown and sort of flowing with life, that it will be a little bit daunting and scary, but you've just got to really have faith in yourself. I think it's your time to overcome these battles and challenges of the past, pile two. And on that, let's get some further messages from the universe with the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. Aha, that just jumped out of the deck. It is the perfect card for what I was just saying. Wow, that came out really quickly. I'm actually... I love it when this stuff happens in tarot, when you pick up on a message and then it's just instantly like validated with some cards that come out. So the 2 cards that just came out that really just flew out of the deck there. Face your financial fears, pile 2. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you are, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled and released these self-doubts. There you go. Okay. So in 2 years' time, pile two, you'll be really sort of taking a chance and betting on yourself, I see. Showing your true self to the world with the zebra card here and the card of sexuality and openness and expression. I see you sort of just overcoming your fears. I think that you've been in a place of lack and feeling a little bit disappointed with life in your past, but in 2 years' time, you're going to take a chance on yourself and really go after those things that you've always wanted to do, whether it be a new job, a new career, and you love moving somewhere new and starting a new life. But it does say here, face your financial fears. I think that this is in your past here with the hardship and the Five of Buttons being the Five of Pentacles and the Standard Tarot and hardships and loss. You're going to start being a lot more dedicated and actually sort of saving for your future. Really putting more time and energy into this new passion of yours and this new direction and starting to believe that it can actually come into fruition, because you've also got here, obstacles and blocks are lifted. So that sort of negative self-doubt that you've had in your past, you're going to sort of go after this passion of yours and overcome this because you believe in yourself and you've put a lot more energy and effort into yourself and in the universe and the unknown. And you'll be rewarded for that dedication and effort. Like the card of justice, which is really for me about sort of your karmic time coming back around. You've had some heartache and pain in your past, but it's time for you to move forward by taking a chance on yourself. All your good personal work and your positive energy shifts have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. Wow, what a beautiful message. Yes, in 2 years' time, for you, pile two, you are going to start to see how magical and amazing the world can be when you start to believe in yourself and what the universe can offer you. If you allow yourself to just go with the flow, you're going to start to shine and things will start to fall into place with you. I don't see that that you're going to have all of your dreams come true and all of those sort of battles of your past will just sort of instantly fall away. I think there's going to have to be a lot of hard work and dedication here, but with the card of obstacles and blocks are lifted, and act as if, I think if you start sort of taking a chance on yourself, start planning and acting as if you are in that place of abundance and prosperity and love, that your chance and time will come in the future. Oh, it's a beautiful reading, and a very synchronistic reading also, pile two. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile three. Hello, pile three, with the moss growing on the wall. It actually feels like moss too. Quite furry. It's cool. Yeah, moss. Moss is a living thing that grows very slowly. Expands and grows very slowly. Let's see if that's an omen for your reading. Let's find out where you will be in 2 years by looking at your oracle cards. Your first card is the card of visualization, number 40. Imagination, focus, experience, and manifestation. Beautiful. With the person sitting there meditating under the moon, or at least imagining the moon. Interesting. Huh. Okay. I can see where this is going. You hit the crown chakra. Number 43. So with the card of number 40 in visualization and with number 43 in the crown chakra, pile three, always pile threes for my readings are very spiritually inclined messages. I do see that you are learning to sort of tap in or strengthening your connection with the divine, with source energy a little bit more, and really trusting in the messages that you're receiving from your spirit guides. And I think it's something that's been growing over time. The more you invest in this energy, the more that you actually spend time meditating or actually following those messages and signs and synchronicities that you're receiving from your spirit guides, the more you're starting to reap the rewards of that sort of concentration and focus on your spiritual journey. With number 40, it says here, imagination, focus, experience, and manifestation. I do sense that you're really starting to let go of any sort of need to control certain outcomes in your life, and that you're, in 2 years' time, you'll be in a lot more flow with the universe, and things are just going to start falling into place for you a little bit more. And it's all because you've spent time, invested a lot of time sort of on your spiritual growth and doing the inner work. The next card that you have here, beautiful. I haven't seen this card before, but it's lovely. Number 46, and Peacock Spirit, let it shine. That's a gorgeous card. I just love the colors in this one. The greens, the indigo, the purple, the violet. And your final oracle card is the... Oh, okay, you have the rune of Isa. The rune of Isa is associated with ice. And in a sense, stagnation or ice. I see it as like a... What do you call like a frozen river? I can't think of the word that I'm after right now. Pile 3. But like ice moving slowly down the mountain. What's the word for that? Oh, that's frustrating me. Very slow movement. Very controlled, slow movement. Along with the moss growing very slowly and expanding slowly. Number 3 also, pile 3, being the number of expansion and growth. I see you really working hard on your spiritual self, your spiritual journey, dedicating more and more time to your spiritual efforts in terms of like meditation, journaling, doing the inner work, the shadow work, a lot of research on spiritual topics and stuff. But the more energy that you put into it, I sense the more that you are starting to expand, the more you're starting to receive too. Like, as above, so below, right? The inner work that you do, and the more that you have self-love and belief in your own self and who you are as a person, and the stronger your belief in your messages and your connection with your higher self and the divine, the more aligned your outer world is starting to become too, and things are starting to manifest, whether it be financial growth or certain relationships that are benefiting you as opposed to sort of holding you back. Feeling a lot happier and at peace with the world and your environment around you. I do also sense here with the card of Peacock Spirit and Let It Shine, and this light sort of emanating brightly from the peacock's throat, related to the throat chakra here. I sense that you are developing some spiritual gifts that that you will be able to share more openly and with a lot more confidence to the world in 2 years' time. That all of this spiritual work is actually developing certain spiritual gifts, like being a medium and being tapped into the divine and being able to share that wisdom and knowledge on a platform potentially like social media, YouTube or something like that. But it is something that is developing slowly and slowly. So the more energy and effort that you put into this journey of yours, the more that you are receiving and downloading this information from the divine. Like with the visualization card here, the more that you meditate, the more information and wisdom and the downloads that you will be receiving, which is allowing you to really sort of know where you're going in life and what your path is. But I do sense that you are also really tapping into some spiritual gifts that you'll be able to use to benefit yourself and the world, really, the people around you that you love and care for. But yeah, just note that this is something that you need to continue to put work on. It will grow and expand slowly over time. Kind of reminds me of the Knight of Pentacles energy in the Standard Tarot, where you need to really work hard continuously to achieve your goals here. Interesting. On that pile 3, let's get some further messages and insight from the 5-cent tarot deck. I am getting a lot of green here too with the moss, and the green in the peacock spirit card. Indicating that like this will be bringing you a lot of joy and happiness. You'll be operating a lot more from your heart center too, along with being able to share messages from your throat chakra. These upper chakras are coming into alignment from your crown through to your heart. You'll be really sort of divinely guided and tapped into some inner wisdom. Of note, though, is just the need to not sort of give up with the Isa card, which can also be related to stagnation or just feeling like really cold and over it, to be honest. There's just a gentle reminder to like just keep going, to keep working at it, to not allow those negative self-doubts to sort of get in and creep in and stop you from manifesting whatever it is that you're trying to achieve here. Have belief too in that guidance that you're tapping into, because I do see a very spiritually connected group here, pile 3. Okay. All right. So I was just talking about sort of continuing on in your journey, really dedicating time to it and believing in this journey. You've got here the Ace of Matches in reverse. It says here distraction, delays, and hesitation. I sense that over the next 2 years, it's because this energy is going to develop really slowly. You'll see the benefits of it. Like, if you look back in 2 years from where you are now, I think you'll be able to see a massive change in who you are as a person, in what you've manifested, and also in your belief and connection with your divine self. And those gifts that are coming in will really be a lot stronger, and you'll have a lot more sort of faith in those gifts. But there is a chance here that, or a potential for you to sort of get distracted or to start doubting that these things are actually manifesting, because it is such a slow growth over the next 2 years. You've just got to be mindful of this manifesting slowly over time. It might be worth for you, pile 3, keeping a journal of all of the things that you notice, any synchronicities and signs, a new sort of expanse in your spiritual awareness, just so you can look back on it and have... Just keep a record of those slow changes that are happening, so that you know that you are on the right path. You've got here the 6 of Cups in the upright position, innocence, playfulness, and joy. I really just see that as the energy that you need to sort of be aware of, and work more from this place of actually enjoying this work, of actually having fun with this energy throughout the next 2 years, and just be like that little kid that just sees the magic in the world and tries not to get too bogged down in all of the smaller details. Ooh, okay. That was unexpected. You have the Tower card. Upheaval, sudden chaos, and it says here awakening. And your final tarot card is the Ace of Buttons in reverse. Lost opportunity, instability, and warning. Yeah, look, there is a potential also in the future, in the next 2 years, pile 2, that they could, sorry, pile 3, that all of this sort of work that you put into your spiritual journey, developing yourself, your spiritual gifts, and tapping into that higher self and that connection with the divine, it may seem that you're not getting any benefits from it, but I do sense that at some point, potentially, you may all of a sudden have a rude awakening, in the sense of, maybe a rude awakening is not the right word, but a sudden change or a sudden realization that things have actually developed and that you've actually sort of done a lot of work and growth. It does say here awakening too. I sense that you're probably a very spiritual being already, and you've probably already gone through an awakening, but I think you're really going to be tapping into that next level of an awakening, into that next level of your spiritual gifts and connection with the divine. With here, Ace of Buttons in reverse and warning. I sense that that's just about just not giving up. That these things are actually manifesting slowly. You're doing it's kind of like all of that work that you need to do behind the scene before you can actually get out there and show it to the world. Like, you need to get all of those things in line first. You need to get your ducks in a row, I suppose, before you can actually start seeing the rewards for them. So the message that I'm seeing here is just not to give up. You've got two aces in reverse here. The energy of just of continuing this hard work, because there is a new opportunity coming in, and you just got to let go of any self-doubt, pile 3, and be in this energy here of the Six of Cups, of being that child that it just sees life through a really joyful, harmonious perspective. Because there will be a moment where things just suddenly click, I sense. The Tower card is not always about like harsh changes. It's about just a sudden change. It could be a positive sudden change too. And I sense that at some point, all of this work that you're putting in will actually just suddenly start to appear in your world. Things will start to fall into place, and you'll start to have a lot more faith in your own connection with the divine here and your gifts. Yeah, okay. Interesting message for you, pile 3. Let's get some further messages about what will happen in 2 years' time and what you're achieving from the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. I don't think there's a need to panic here. Ha! This card, I have to stop and like show you this. So, oh, that's amazing. Can you read that? That just flew out of the deck. Do the work. Wow, I love it when this stuff happens in a reading. It always gives me the tingles, and it just really gives me a lot more faith in this path for myself too. I sense that you are a very strongly spiritually connected being, pile 3, and that you need to really spend some time meditating, and these things will manifest over time. But it's just you do the work. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like the flush of flower garden. Right, there you go. There's a confirmation for what I was saying earlier. For you, pile 3, you need to continue to do the work over time. It may not manifest like that for you, but there's a need here to really sort of work consistently over time, and this energy will slowly manifest. And all of a sudden, I do think that in 2 years' time, you'll start to really see the benefits of your hard work. There will be a tower moment, but in a positive aspect of like, yeah, things starting to sort of manifest and come into fruition for you, whether that be a really strong connection with your divine self, and having a lot more faith with that, but or also anything that you're trying to achieve in life, or any wish that you've sort of any wish that you've asked for from the universe will actually start to manifest in your reality in 2 years' time, and it'll be a sort of sudden change. But I do sense it's about your spiritual gifts here, that you are meant to be like a channel from the divine too, sharing wisdom and insight. Yeah, just don't give up on it, pile 3. Keep working at it over time. Do the work. And your next card, there you go. Oh my God. Positivity, faith, and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. That could not be any more perfect also. Wow, you're in a spiritual path here, Pile 3. And your guides in the universe are really just trying to give you positive energy in terms of keeping up with the work and always having belief in yourself and in this connection that you have. Don't give up. Don't let that negative thought processes that you've had in the past sort of set you back again, because you are manifesting something truly amazing. And what it is, I think, is just some strong spiritual gifts that then you can share with the world. And it will take time. You just need to continue to do the work, but have faith in this connection, because in 2 years' time, I think you'll have a sudden realization and these things will just suddenly start to appear more real and more in a stronger, with a lot more strength and clarity, I sense, for you. What a beautiful reading, Pile 3. As per usual, Pile 3's never let me down. They're always really spiritually inclined. So, I hope that resonated with you, Pile 3. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to Pile 4. Hello, Pile 4. With the adorable little fluffy bunny. Teddy bear. Looks a little bit grumpy to me too. Interesting. Let's find out what you'll be manifesting over the next 2 years. Let's find out where you'll be in 2 years' time. We're looking at your oracle cards. Yeah. You have the rune of Laguz, which is the rune associated with water and your emotions. I hope that means that potentially you're overcoming some sort of frustration or disappointment in your past with the little grumpy teddy bear there. This is also the rune associated with like psychic awareness and powers too. But I do sense that you'll be I am sensing that you'll be overcoming some sort of past trauma or disappointment, and letting go of that sort of negative energy from your aura, and just learning to be a bit more free. You have the card of the brown bear spirit, number 9, take time out. You got 2 bears in this reading. Which I think is really also about bears, I think, being the spirit animal associated with willpower and self-discipline. Being a very strong energy, also needing some time out to hibernate, to recuperate. You have number 45, intelligence, education, knowledge, perception, and flexibility. And your final oracle card is number 23, letting go, forgiveness, letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. Okay. I see for you, Pile 4, in 2 years' time, you'll start to spend more time on your own, looking after yourself, doing some self-love and some self-healing. Just starting to learn how to care for yourself a little bit more. With the card of intelligence and education, number 45. I think that's really about you just sort of understanding that you need to be a bit more aligned with your own needs, I suppose. You're coming into a place of a deeper understanding of how you operate as a person, and that you need a lot more time on your own to really to operate the best in any situation. I sense with the card of forgiveness here, number 23, the little grumpy bear here, the card of Laguz, dealing with water and your deep emotions, and also with the brown bear, take time out. That you haven't probably processed some grief or pain from some sort of past trauma. Either that, or you're actually currently going through a really hard time at the moment. But in 2 years' time, I sense that you'll start to take stock of those feelings and emotions and actually do the work to overcome and let go of this energy of that's really holding you back. I do see a really warm and loving individual here, pile 4, with the two bears being really like the spirit animal associated with warmth and love, and with the Laguz card here, also with the green associated with the heart chakra. You're a highly sort of compassionate and empathetic being, but I sense that maybe you've given a little bit of your power over to other people, and you've had your heart broken, and potentially there's some grief that you need to move beyond, and you've really struggled to work on that in the past. But in the next 2 years, I sense that you'll be in a place where you're starting to process that pain and letting go of it, so that you can actually move on with your life. I am also sensing for you, pile 4, that you're going to take a little bit more time to follow, to invest in something that you've always wanted to work on. So with the card of 45 and intelligence, education, knowledge, perception, and flexibility, I sense that you're in a place in 2 years' time where you actually want to expand your knowledge, and to really do something that is for you. You want to follow a passion that is for you only. Potentially further your education in a certain career path, so that you can really ensure that your future is bright and happy. I also see here for you, pile 4, with the forgiveness card and the woman blowing the thistle. I'm not sure what that's called, but it's an omen of good luck, of positivity. You've also got here like the rainbow in between the dark clouds and the bright sky. I sense that you're overcoming some past trauma or heartache, and that your wishes are going to start to be fulfilled and manifest in your reality very soon, and that you'll be coming from a place of just a lot more happiness and openness. But I do sense that you have some work to do between now and then, pile 4. Yeah, interesting. Let's get some further insight and wisdom from the 5-cent tarot deck. I also see with the little cute bear. Okay, well, there you go. I'm not sure if you saw that card yet, but the Hermit just flew out of the deck in the upright position, which is a card about needing to take some time out to be on your own, to be by yourself, to sort of have a deeper understanding of your journey, where you've been, what you've been through, and where you're going in life. So with the card of intelligence and the Hermit, I think in 2 years' time, you're really going to start to spend more time on your own to reflect and understand who you are, and just to be a lot more aware of your path and why you've been through certain challenges in your past. But with the card of Laguz and the woman there, I do sense that you'll be operating a lot more from the divine feminine perspective of being more passive, being more receptive, going with the flow with the universe, as opposed to actually fighting off these challenges that you've had, dealing with the pain and trauma that you've been through, and allowing yourself to work on that so that you can overcome it. Okay, there are your cards there. So you have the Two of Matches, progression, discovery, and planning. Your next card is the Chariot in reverse, self-discipline. And it says here opposition. Okay, the message is pretty clear for you. And the last card that you have here is the card of the Messenger in reverse. And it says ignorance, disregard, or unreceptive. The Messenger being a new Major Arcana card that the 5 Cent Tarot deck creator has included for another lesson that we go through in life about connection with the spirit and learning to actually give into that and to trust it a lot more. I am sensing that for you, Pile 4, you have had some pain in the past. Things haven't worked out and that you've really struggled to let go of that grief. But in 2 years' time, I do see you you're really starting to take stock of that pain and realizing that you need to release it in order to be able to progress and move forward in your life, like the Two of Matches. In terms of being able to progress forward, you need to take stock and actually let go of this pain and work through it, to forgive whoever hurt you in the past, or to forgive and release that energy from your aura. With the Messenger in reverse, I sense that you're quite connected with your guides, but I think maybe you've been sort of ignoring the messages and just trying to push forward, working more from that divine masculine in terms of actually taking charge and moving forward. But you've got the Chariot card here in reverse, also really calling you to stop, to take some time out. You've got the card here of Brown Bear Spirit, take time out, the Hermit card, and the Chariot in reverse, all really indicating that it's time for you to take a pause in life and to reassess where you're going, to work through this pain and trauma that you've been through so that you can actually move forward again. I think you also need to spend more time actually connecting to your guides, meditating, allowing them to sort of guide you through this process, because it's not going to be an easy one for you over the next 2 years. But I do see that in two years' time, you'll be a lot happier, a lot more free. You'll be releasing some of these negative emotions and starting to be a lot more in a place of self-love and caring. On that Pile 4, let's get some further messages and insight from the universe, from the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. I'd love to know what you've been through, Pile 4. I do see a group that's probably had a lot of pain in life, that you've had a lot of challenges that most people could not even imagine getting through. But I do sense that you're a very strong individual, and that you have a lot of willpower and determination. But before you can continue on, you just need to take some time to actually know who you are and what you've been through, and sort of process that, to understand why you've been through this trauma. The first card you have here, it is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you, and as a blessing to the world. Okay. I sense for you, Pile 4. Firstly, I think that maybe you've struggled to receive in the past, that whatever this trauma or this pain that you've been through, it could actually just be sort of some depression. Also, I'm picking up on here that you've been through some sort of dark period in your life, and that you maybe struggle to feel that you are deserving of receiving from the universe. But I do see that in 2 years' time, you're going to start to come into a place of understanding and loving yourself a little bit more. And I think it's because you have a gift, Pile 4, that you're meant to draw upon this darkness, this pain that you've been through, and actually be able to guide other people into the light too. That you will be able to show people that you can really turn your life around from one place of sort of heartache, pain, a place coming of lack, I sense, and then being able to show them that you can go into the light and really be open, more receiving, and more in love with yourself and the world. And your next card, donations, tithing, and charitable work. Okay. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. Okay. So there's a calling here for you to take stock of what you've been through, to understand why you've been through this pain, and to start sort of being a lot more spiritually inclined, to give back to those people that have helped you on your journey. And just know that through giving, you'll be able to receive more too. But if it starts first by giving to yourself, pile 4. You need to stop, to go through this trauma, understand and process this pain that you've been through. Learn to sort of love yourself a little bit more. And I do see that in 2 years' time, you'll be in a much better place where you'll be flowing with the universe and its energy a lot more. And eventually overcome it so that you can progress on your journey. That's all I have for you, pile 4. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 5. Hello there, pile 5 with the strawberry. Maybe it's time to harvest the fruits of your labor. I also see all these little speckles as being like little gems, shining and shimmering. I think maybe your future is looking very bright, pile 5. Let's find out where you will be in 2 years' time by looking at your oracle cards. The first card you have is number 37, Seeing, Perspective, Truth, Knowledge, and Clarity. You have the solar plexus chakra, number 15. Your animal spirit oracle card is the horse spirit. Freedom is yours, lovely. And number 33, which is the master number, related to expansion and growth. And your rune card is the rune of Uruz, with the bull breaking free. Uruz is a rune associated with self-discipline, courage, really getting in control of certain things that have been a bit hard for you in the past. It's also associated a lot with self-empowerment. I see for you, pile 5, that in 2 years' time, you're going to know who you are a lot more, and be a lot more in control of your wants and your needs, your desires. You're going to work from your solar plexus chakra and be a lot more self-disciplined in terms of actually taking control of certain things that you are trying to manifest in life. Potentially things that you need to overcome. You've also got number 33 here with horse spirit. Freedom is yours. I have a feeling that you're going to find a lot more self-awareness and confidence in yourself, just in terms of actually starting to take charge of your own life. You're not going to like fight with the tide anymore. You're going to you're going to ride the wave of life and actually start flowing with the universe, and just get on top of any sort of negative behaviors or issues that may have been a struggle in the past for you, and take charge of your life, like the horse spirit, which really reminds me of like the knight cards in the tarot, and actually going somewhere, being on a journey. With the card at number 37 and the solar plexus chakra number 15, I do see that you'll be able to like have a greater understanding of who you are, and where you're headed in life. And I'm really just sensing that you'll start being a lot more disciplined in your approach to life, and maybe saving money and putting money away for your future, following your health routines a lot more strictly, getting on top of paying your bills, and paying the mortgage, all of that kind of stuff. I think all of those really sort of small errands that we need to get on top of in this tangible world. I think I see you really taking charge of those and sort of being able to see your life sort of opening up for you because you're taking more control. You're getting in because you're getting on top of those things and being more controlled in your day-to-day approach in life. And because of it, I think you're going to start shining brightly, like the solar plexus here and the sun, and also these sparkles on the strawberry. I think you are going to start to see the rewards for your efforts over the next 2 years. Interesting. On that pile 5, let's get some further messages and insight from the 5-cent tarot deck about where you'll be in 2 years' time. You've also got the horse spirit and the bull in the card of Urus. I do see you charging ahead too. So if there is something that you're trying to manifest in your life, or some sort of action that you're trying to, something that you're trying to overcome, a hurdle or a struggle, I see you really grabbing the bulls by the horn in a way and taking control. If you have some sort of addiction, or there's a negative sort of thought pattern, I sense that you'll start sort of facing that and really sort of working on overcoming it. Maybe getting some counseling and seeing things from a different perspective. But with the solar plexus chakra, there's a real sense that you're actually going to take more control of your own life and be in a much happier, vibrant place. But with the strawberry card too, just remember to have fun on the way and to sense the sweetness of life too. You don't have to be all work and no play, because that makes Jack a dull boy. Have a bit of fun, relax, go on a journey, and just see what comes. So your tarot cards for you, pile 5. Ooh, lovely. You have the High Priestess, which is the card of really tapping into some inner wisdom, being very intuitive, and starting to understand, to see from a higher perspective, to understand why you've been through certain challenges, where you're going in life, what you need to do to take control of your own life. Tapping into the subconscious a little bit more, it says here. But also just following the ebbs and flows of life, going with the universe, and being at peace with where your journey is taking you, even though you don't actually know or can see in the future. Okay, you've got 5 cards here. You have the card of the Beyond in reverse. The Beyond being another new major arcana card that the creator of the 5-cent tarot deck has included for another lesson in life, which is also about tapping into your higher self and having a stronger belief in your guides in the universe. It says here apathy, mistrust, and doubt. But I really see that's what you're overcoming. You're overcoming in the next 2 years. Being from a place of just having a little bit of doubt in your own abilities. Maybe going through some sort of darkness, depression, anxiety, a little bit afraid of taking control of your life. But I see that you're on a journey now in the next 2 years to overcome those things, take more control of your own challenges in life, and to just be a little more free, because you've started to face your fears. Tapping into that intuition of yours and going with the flow a little bit more instead of fighting it like the Beyond card in reverse. You have the Ace of Buttons in reverse also, which is interesting because I think they came out in pile 3. Or maybe it was pile 4. It says here instability and warning. Your other cards. You got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Misfortune, loss, and upheaval. And your final card, oh my god, is the 3 of Needles and Heartbreak. All right, like pile 4, you've been through some really challenging and rough times in life. Life's sort of given you the raw end of the stick, I think, a little bit. And because of it, because of all of these challenges, you've sort of got a lot of self-doubt and feeling like, I sense in your past you felt as if nothing is going to manifest or turn out the way that you wanted in life. That just things haven't worked out for you with the Ace of Buttons. Opportunities have fallen away. Things that you thought would really turn out to be something truly amazing have really turned out to be quite disappointing and haven't gone where you wanted them to go. But I do see here, though, you've got the Beyond card with the wood and the circle. You're the Wheel of Fortune here. You've also got seeing and 3 and 7 making 10, that you're at the end of this cycle. And what you do need to do is break free, like the number 33 here in the Horse Spirit. Freedom is yours. It's time for you to take control. And I sense that over the next 2 years, you'll start to actually realize that if you want your life to be better, that you need to take control of these things. And that you do have guidance coming your way from your higher self. You'll be tapping into your higher self a little bit more and learning to trust in yourself and in your higher self a little bit more. And it's going to bring you a sense of freedom and joy. You'll start to get on top of any issues or problems that you've had in the past, and really become more disciplined in your approach to overcoming these battles. I sense any heartache and pain that you've been through too. You'll start to see probably had a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose, like the Beyond card, and belief. I sense that in time you'll start to look back on these things in the past. In 2 years you'll be able to look back on them and go, okay, now I understand why that happened. Now I understand why I went through that breakup. Now I understand why that plan didn't work out, why I lost a lot of money. And it's because it allows you to grow. Like, you've got number 33 here, 3's being the number of growth, the spiritual growth. All of those things that don't work out for us in life, that cause us pain and suffering, only expand our consciousness even more. If we go deep into those experiences, we can come out of them with having learned how strong we are, and to have a little bit more compassion for people that are also going through those experiences. So I sense at the end of this journey, in 2 years' time, you're really going to be able to look back on what you've been through and understand that you're a lot stronger than you thought you could ever imagine yourself to be at this point in time. You're going to grab the bull by the horns and really start addressing these things one by one, I see, pile 5, which will lead you to freedom. On that pile 5, let's get some further messages and insight from the Angels of Abundance Oracle deck. Okay. Nice. It's happened a lot in this reading, in all of these readings for me today, where these cards have just really confirmed the things that I've been thinking and saying in the readings, which is always beautiful. There we go. Okay, your first card, do the work. There you go. This came out for pile 3 too. Do the work. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. There you go. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. That goes perfectly with what I've been saying. Over the next 2 years, and in 2 years' time, you're going to be a lot more in control of your own life, pile 5, because you're going to start to see that you need to do the hard work, that you need to address any issues that you have in your current life one by one. And as you get on top of one thing, the other things become a little bit more easy. You get more self-confidence in your abilities to overcome these challenges. And you start addressing them one by one. In 2 years' time, you'll look back and go, holy, I've come a long way. Look what I've overcome. Look how strong I am. But you need to start getting on top of them. And I do see you doing that over the next 2 years. And your last card that popped out is the gratitude list. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of this universe. There you go. So I think that's just some sage advice from the universe for you to sort of take stock of what you have right now and what you can be grateful for right now. And when you come from a place of gratitude, the universe starts granting you wishes because you sort of, it's that law of attraction in terms of actually bringing energy towards you that is attracted to who you are at the moment. So start loving yourself for who you are now, what you have in life that you're grateful for, and continue to do the work. And when you start sort of overcoming these challenges, you're going to be a lot more confident in your own abilities to take control of your life, which is, I think, where you'll see yourself being in 2 years' time, Pile 5. Yeah, it's quite a beautiful reading. It's a bit of a harsh message in the sense that I sense that you've been through a really, like, a lot of struggles in life and a lot of challenges and battles. But I do sense that you're going to find your own sense of self in the next 2 years and work from your solar plexus chakra. Really start to find your own self-confidence and have belief in your own abilities, which is a beautiful thing. I hope that resonated with you, Pile 5. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.